I made a mistake. It's my own fault. It's my penance. In order to get 800 keys, I need to make it smaller. Well, if I made it smaller, then the little grooves in the key were too small for the 1/8 inch bit that I was using to go in the little grooves, which means it would have been worthless. So it's been kind of back and forth. We try to figure out efficiency versus it looking good. It's for a church, and I know that it's not an unlimited budget there. That looks good, right? Gonna do a touch top. I think I'm ready to go. So I'm thinking about using 2 different bits, doing 2 different profiles, and that'll ensure that I won't have that problem with the upcut. I would use a downcut bit to do all the first layer, like halfway through, and then to finish it off, I'll do the upcut bit. Actually, I'll use the compression bit because the bottom half of that'll be upcut. I think I'm gonna do that. I'll get better results. It'll take me 10 minutes to set up, but I'll get better results that way. So that's what I'm gonna do. Changing the bit from what I had on there before, which was an 1/8 inch O flute, to an 1/8 inch downcut bit. I don't know if you can see that, but as it spins, you can see how the flutes make everything go downward. So it means if I'm cutting a piece of plywood, if I don't go all the way through, if I just go, let's say, halfway through, it's gonna push all that stuff, all of the breakage that you might have from the cutting, it'll go downward and it'll make for nice clean edges. Whereas if I used an up bit here, if it was going in that direction, it would pull everything upward and you would get break-offs, chips, things like that, and make for a kind of an ugly cut, which is why they make these things here. This is called a compression bit, or up, some people call it up-down bit. It's got both in it. So when it's turning, it's pulled, the bottom half, the bottom section here, about 1/4 inch or so, is pulling upward, and the top portion is pulling downward. So it breaks them off in the correct directions with just one pass. The problem I'm having, there are 2 problems. 1/8 inch bit, considerably weaker than a 1/4 inch bit. Another problem is that this section here on the 1/8 inch bit, I have an 1/8 inch compression, but this section here, this whole upcut portion, is actually thicker than the entire piece of 1/4 inch plywood I was using. It's actually not 1/4 inch, it's like 0.2 something, 0.21. So that means everything would be pulling upward. That's great for the bottom of the board, it's bad for the top of the board. Everything's gonna be chipping away. So I think I'm gonna make 2 passes. It's gonna take twice as long, but I'll make 2 passes. One for a down cut the whole way, and then one doing, it'll change bits, and it'll use an upcut bit to go all the way through to pull everything upward. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I made a mistake, and I bought some cheap bits. They came in a pack of 5 online. And you know, it's fine for some stuff. If I'm cutting things that don't really matter, for some foam thing that I'm gonna throw away or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But for a project like this, it really mattered. But the thing is, I needed to do it quickly, and I had this compression bit. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it, because at first it looked great, but then by the time it was halfway done with the sheet, it was already dull. It started to dull, and it gave me little things like this. I don't know if you can see the fuzz and stuff on that. I had about 800 and something keys, 840 keys or so, and about 400 of them were just not good. So I am sanding them all. It's my own fault. It's my penance for buying a cheap bit. So these are the ones I think that are most effective. I've already sanded